Hi folks, welcome back once again. My name is Nick. We're on the ZX Spectrum 128K. We're looking at a homebrew called Cattivik 2024. Guess what? It was published by Gabriele Amore in 2024 and it's been written by him and Lee B. It's been authored using AGDx Mini and it continues on from the other games, Cattivik in 2013 and Cattivik Never Dies in 2017, which the second one in particular was a little bit weird. And it's focusing on the character from Italian comic books mentioned by Franco Bonavicini way back in 1965. He's an odious character, he's a petty character, he's a mean character. Anyway, the music is pretty good here. Dodgy gameplay, nincompoop chat, and the first time I ever played it. If you get stuck on a level, you can press I to skip, as you see from the top there. So, here we go. I think we need to kill a mouse in each level, and then he turns into a coin, collect the coin, and we're there. Right, okay, and avoid the nasty. So, he moves a bit unusually. It looks quite a unique game here. So I need to get that thing across here. Boof. Right, now I need to beat up that mouse. And that's him beaten up, so I've done it on my first go. Hooray. Good, I think the lives are in the top left. Compliment. Good. Right, so that seems fairly straightforward. Don't bump into all these drips. Oops, I got shot there. The mouse is firing at me now. Crazy stuff. Oh no, I like that blue brickwork either side there, indicating shadows. Yes, again, it looks quite original, this. Whoops, oh no, it's right, jumping over the bullet seems a little bit tricky. Come on Nick, go go go. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If this is the first video you ever clicked on the channel. It's stress busting. It doesn't work like any other channel unless they're copying. It's just me on my first go, seeing how it gets on. We're having a bit of fun. I'll give you a bit of information about the game as much as I can. It's not encyclopedic by any means. We're playing just for the love of the game, as we did back in the day when we were kids. Is there enough there if you want to go and play it again? Well, here we go. Do. There's a big chopper thing there, a bit like what Jumpman has in the original Donkey Kong. I don't know what the beef is with this mouse, but we're in the sewers as Cattivik lives there, and we're just going to try and get through and do our stuff. No one moves like Cattivik. Look at that odd like jumping there. If you've actually read the comic strip for this fellow, then let me know in the comment section below. He's a pear-shaped creature. Quite often there might be a bit about the game I don't get, and the author will come in. I think they did on the other two. They'll come in and give a bit more information about it. Now, I think in the first two games, Gabriele Amore was just learning how to code and doing different experiments on stuff. So the second one in particular feels a little bit like a tech demo rather than a completed game. This one is by far the most accomplished, being the most recent as well, and it feels like a fully fledged game. It's novel, it's interesting, like the animation of the water down the bottom there. So yeah, this is the best one. Can't think of any game that was quite like this. The music playing at the same time is absolutely fantastic. It's more straightforward than the second one. It's more obvious what you need to do, and it's individual screens. The second one was, and the first one as well, was more exploration. We've gone back to individual screen type stuff. Now, don't know what that thing is coming up from that pipework. Probably sewer gas. If you're currently in the sewer, smelling sewer gas, then comment in the comment section below if indeed you are conscious. What's that do? Oh, that puts me up there. Right, okay. It's not doing too bad. I think lives are in the middle, and maybe, I don't know, is that leaves in the top left? Or is that levels? I don't know. We'll work out. Keep an eye on that, baby. Good. I don't know if the brickwork's going to stay blue all the way through, and I got shot. Here. I presume it's written in Italian, this one. Cattivik 2024. You can actually get this game for free if you're doing emulation. I downloaded it from a site called Spectrum Computing. Probably available on World of Spectrum as well. Why am I giving both of those a shout out? Because they never give me a shout out. Well, why would they? But that's where you that's where you can get the stuff. Right, I've been doing this for quite some time now. There's quite a lot of ZX Spectrum games we've reviewed. Probably might be coming up to 1500 now. But anyway, if you want to see them all, they're in a playlist. There's a link to that in the description below. So show them some love, and it's game over again. Game over. It's game over. Right, maybe we'll skip through a few levels here. Cattivik 2024. Not to get confused with Catterick, of course. That's market town, I think, in the UK. I think it's also a race course. Right, let's skipping through. So these are all the levels you can see. Right, variation on a theme there. Boo, 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 doo, boo, 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 boo. Oh, I see. That bit in the middle is how many how many axe chopping things we got left. So we've got 0, we get the chopper, so that's not unlimited. We can just hit 4, and there's 3 mice, so we can afford to not get it once. Right, it's three mice or rats going along a green pipe. I'm a pear-shaped, odious person with big yellow shoes on, and I'm hitting them with a chopper. If you are a pear-shaped character with big yellow shoes on, living in the sewer, trying to hit mice/rats with a chopper, then comment in the comment section below. There might be at least one of you. I don't know what the internet connection is in the sewers, but that's something we can find out. Bom ba bom ba bom bom ba bom. So I need to kill everyone here. Oh dear, I've only got one thing left here. That's it. Oh, that's good. So if you run out of chopper things, another one will turn up down below. That's quite useful to know. Not quite sure how many levels this has got. If you completed it, let me know. I sense, I might be wrong, I sense if you complete all the levels, it might loop back to the beginning again. But, you know, you might be able to tell me, or the author might be able to tell me. Is there an amazing game over sequence? Hard on the ZX Spectrum, but it's quite incredible now what they're pushing out the ZX Spectrum's capabilities. Admittedly, this is 128K, not 48K, but it's still doing a lot of stuff, and all these homebrews would have stood out particularly well if done in the classic era. So there we go again, I've done it. What's that yellow thing on the left there? Alright, now, there's an added dimension. There's snipers. There was a sniper that might have turned up in one of those windows. Have a look at him. It'll give you a bit of a warning by looking out, and then if you're there, he'll probably shoot. So you've got to do the timing right with him as well. Where's he going to turn up now? So you can't hang around. You cannot hang around. Right. Oh dear, I was too slow. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I do like that bit there. So it's an addictive puzzle platformer. Nice one. I don't know if there'll be another Cattivik game, probably 3's enough, so there's a gap between them all. Do look at the reviews of the other two. Cattivik 2013, Cattivik Never Dies 2017, or Cattivik 2. This isn't called Cattivik 3, it's called Cattivik 2024, and that doesn't mean there's 2024 of them before you get to this. I think you can work that out for yourself. Reviewed quite a lot of games from Gabriele Amore. You can see a learning curve when he first started. Not everyone publishes all their stuff when they're learning, but he did. And you know, you can see he's gradually got better and improved as it goes on, and that's great. That's great to know. Where my knowledge is exactly the same, more or less. When I was a kid, I could probably type in text adventures and stuff. He seems to have improved. A lot of people use these utilities to create their games, which still requires a lot of work after that. This was AGDx Mini. There's AGD as well. I wish I had the time to look at these myself. It's one of the ones where I get all enthusiastic that I'm going to create a game and then realise how much work's involved. So you still have to come up with the ideas and play test it and all that sort of stuff. So it's not as easy as you think, I'd imagine. But it's easier than coding completely from scratch. So, you know, if you're inventive, if you're creative, and you've got a lot of ideas, but you're not necessarily au fait with coding, then have a look at AGD or AGDx Mini, both of them created by Jonathan Caldwell. If you look at the games he's created, you know, he's a man that certainly knows what he's doing. He's not a goofball living in the sewer anyway, that's for sure. That's not against goofballs living in the sewer. I don't want to offend anyone here. I mean, the Penguin from Batman, certainly in Batman Returns, lived in the sewer. Oswald Cobblepot, what a name. If you are Oswald Cobblepot, then comment in the comment section below. I think he drove a big plastic duck. I mean, I don't know where he got that from. Where the hell do you go about buying that? If you're a man in the sewer with no money, how'd you go buy a big plastic duck on wheels? I don't know. Perhaps it wasn't real, perhaps it was fantasy, perhaps it was comic book. I've taken it too far now. You can't analyse everything that happens in films, can you? No, you can't. Bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum bum ba bum bum ba bum 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 ba bum ba bum bum ba bum bum ba bum ba bum ba bum. I feel like I'm going to that Aquafresh advert from ages ago. How did that go? I like the red stripe, you like the blue. Is this a flavour or is it poo? You bought the wrong brand, slap on the hand, and you should go out and leave the band. Or something like that. I don't know. It was a family dancing in their pyjamas anyway. Watch out for that toothpaste. Incidentally, if you run out of shampoo, right, so don't use other poo. Shampoo's great, other poo not so great for washing your hair. Write that in your notebooks, people. We don't want errors, we don't want calamities. But anyway, what can I say about this game? I've drifted again. It's a good old game. It's original, it's better than the other two. It's more obvious what you need to do, it's more of a fully fledged game. It's a good character, he's unique, he does stand out. The music is great, and you know, Gabriele Amore's done a good job here. Is it my favourite of all time? Well, no, but it is quite accomplished. And it's worth playing. I mean, the movement of this character takes a bit of getting used to. He's a jumpy up and down person, as I say. That's what makes it unique, and it's really hard to make unique games now, because there's absolutely thousands about the place. Right. I think Cattivik, he might have turned up in a computer game more recently as well. So I don't know if there's a license here, but never mind. You might not have heard of it unless you're from Italy or seen the other two reviews. Compliment! Bomb, bomb, baloo, going into the Aquafresh advert. Right, there we go. Get that. It's a big chopper thing. Biff. Right, he's biffed. Level 1. We know what goes on here, don't we? Hop over here. Avoid the drips, because the, you know, sewage gas from pipes isn't particularly good. Get the coin. There we go. What could be simpler than that? So it's all variations on a theme, getting gradually more complicated as you go through. So you know what's going on. Ahia! What the hell does that mean? Someone will tell me. Probably means something like Lost Alive or Kaboom or Bad News, baby. I mean, I'd get terribly tired if I was jumping up and down like this all the time. As you can see, Cattivik is not a very lovable character. I mean, you wouldn't give a kid a teddy bear shaped like Cattivik for them to take to bed with them. It'd give them absolute nightmares, especially if it smelt like stuff from a sewer. I certainly know if I was sitting on the bus next to him, I think, do you mind moving seats, please? Anyway, you do get people on the bus sometimes that look like from somewhere else. But you know, right? You can't. Who's to judge? Answer that is, don't travel on the bus, Nick. Get a car. But it's too expensive. Well, sit next to the sewer-smelling person then. All right, I will. That's tenner saved. Bam. Oh, look at that. I just missed him. Anyway, I think I've shown you all that game. I quite like it. It's interesting. Not my super favourite, but it's the best one of the Cattivik trilogy, so well worth checking out. Good work from Gabriele Amore, and you can see how far he's come from the early times to this time, so he certainly knows what he's doing. So hope you like having a look at that one. That was Cattivik 2024 on the zxspectrum 128K, played by Gabriele Amore in 2024, incidentally. If you've got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, or indeed homebrew, then put that in the comment section below. I love hearing from you. Until next time, take great care of yourself, and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.
Ba bum bum ba bum bum ba bum 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 ba bum ba bum bum ba bum bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba. I like the red stripe, you like the blue. Is this a flavour or is it poo? You bought the wrong brand, a slap on the hand.